Yeah, and if you don't like it, you better take your ass up to the snooty box, because this is the loud spot. Okay, see you later.
Wow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I got down here that way. My regular co-host, the Weird Wolf, Ava Gore, joining us tonight. I got a special guest co-host, one of my best friends, John Barclay, is with us today. So it's always fun seeing John. And then I have a very good friend, entrepreneur, author, web developer that we're interviewing tonight, Nichol Vagrosky, and she is also here in Oklahoma. So it's nice to see a bunch of friendly faces, and I know everyone. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's comfortable. Awesome. It's the holidays. It's family, Sebastian. We're all.
That's right. Okay, all right. Thanks, John.
Right.
Thanks, John. So Nichol is such a great entrepreneur and has helped myself out and John out with marketing. And Nichol, we're here to talk about Jiffy Doctor, and we're going to kind of focus on that, which is, I guess, probably your newest venture that you got into. Did you get into it before the pandemic or after the pandemic started?
Well, I started at December 2019, and it was, like, just like you, entrepreneurial brain, always wanting to try new things. And so I started it then. And then when the pandemic hit, oh my gosh, it just took off like crazy because no one wanted to get out anymore to get medical cards, to go to the doctor's office. And so next thing I know, we're seeing 100 to 300 patients a day. And it was insane.
That is crazy.
Well, because when we first started it, like in December and January, we might get like 5-10 a week. And then the pandemic hits and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So we kind of grew too fast, went through a lot of growing pains. But my goodness, we've served tens of thousands of patients and it's been a blast. I've enjoyed it.
What made you start it in the first place?
What made me start it was that just like Sebastian and John, my mind is always thinking about solutions. Like I always want to be a solution. Like the guys wanted to be a solution for the oil and gas, the mineral rights. And then I wanted to be a solution for patients because they were waiting in lines like for patient drives and really not enjoying the experience. And people like veterans and seniors who don't have access to computer, who don't have access access to computer, yes, but they have a phone. They didn't have access to driving to patient drives. And so I met with someone and said, hey, do you think that this would work if I just made it all online, made it virtual, and it worked? And the guy said, yeah, I think this would be a great idea. So I went ahead and built the technology. We were the first company in Oklahoma to, I don't know, maybe United States, I don't even know, who did the virtual online only. So we started building a kiosk. I'm always thinking and building, just like that one, Sebastian. You never know what we're going to come up with next.
No, I always have and Nichol knows this because I've used Nichol for a lot of my marketing stuff. And I'm always like, Nichol, can you do this? Or Nichol, can you do that? And I'm always like, how fast can you do it? I want it done like tomorrow or today. I'm very, and John knows that working with me. John and I were business partners and with Fire Creek Petroleum. But
Dave, I do for you working with this clown.
I love these guys though. Well, I know, and I loved him. Like we were a team, right, guys? Like, when we went to Houston to the oil conference, went down there, kicked butt, said we're going to partner up and reach people. But more than anything, any business I do, I want to be a solution, and so that's what I do. I create solutions, and that's really the way I can say.
I think it's great.
I only want to be a problem.
Well, good. Like you are good for entrepreneurs. We need problems. So that's how we make money, right?
So we can go solve them, right, John? We got to go solve those problems.
No, I just moved here from Oklahoma, and I had my medical card in Oklahoma. It was great, and it was part of my weight loss. It was part of my regimen. It was like just I microdosed, right? Like microdosed edibles. Didn't go crazy, but it was great for me. Anxiety, got rid of my anxiety. I sweat under my arms real bad. I'm terrible. I mean, I am a mess. But I wasn't with the medical marijuana, but I moved here. And now it's like they're in flux here. I don't know what the hell I can do to get my card. I can't do it online, but you can't go to a doctor because of the long waits. And, anyway. So I think, what you guys are doing is great to help people.
Well, thank you. It's and I concur that you're a mess, but I love you to death. Yeah. So, but anyway, maybe we'll come to New Jersey. I've got a doctor in New York, so we're still doing medical cards in the legal states in the United States. Like we actually expanded all over, and which meant I had to go hire doctors in all the states that are legal, and so we've enjoyed that expansion. But then we started seeing a need with the pandemic that there was more, like my doctors already work for me. I already have the technology set up. Why would I not go further and start taking care of COVID patients? Why wouldn't I go further and take care of people that had the flu? Believe it or not, erectile dysfunction. We serve so many men who need Viagra, and we have a discount pharmacy affiliate.
That's an interesting Zoom. I mean, like, hey, Doc, let me show you my problem. Can you see it?
They don't show it.
Wide angle lens here? Like,
no. They don't
show us. We are live on Facebook. We will get kicked off Facebook, John.
Yeah, and I have to be careful what I say because they're patients. But I have to say that we've seen some interesting cases, like when we're like, upload your medical forms, and we get, we get something else uploaded. So I'm not going to go there. But anyway, it has been such an adventure because I literally just thought, you already have the technology, Bill. You already have done this, and I'm always up for a challenge. Sebastian knows this because he and I are like very similar brains, and I just thought, I'm going to put it out there, see what happens. And now we've served over 50, 60,000 patients. And those are human beings to me, like individuals. And I'm thinking, wow, this started out less than 2 years ago as just, I'm going to try it and see what happens. So it's kind of taken over my life. When I met Sebastian, I owned my ad agency for 30 years. Well, now it's almost 30 years. How long have I known you, Sebastian?
We met in 2016. But before we go into that, I do want to say that I find it very interesting that you started Jiffy Doctor and started doing the marijuana stuff, because when we did first meet, you were like this very, very Christian. Don't ever do drugs. Don't do anything like, right. And when you started Jiffy Doctor, I was like, you're like against marijuana, like like you were anyways, and then you start this and now you're like for marijuana, and it's
Jesus doesn't know from marijuana, Sebastian.
No, what happened though was it like, so yes, I was against illegal drug. I was against, and I wasn't trying to be a judge or a holy roller or anything like that. Obviously, I still have my faith. I still love God very much. But my deal was that, I was ignorant and uneducated. And so when I start looking at seniors and veterans and some of my patients that had bed sores who couldn't get out of bed because their quality of life was so horrible. And I'm thinking, if we can go put some oil under the senior's tongue and they can walk around and have a quality of life, I'm all for natural healing. And so I'm still very much for medical marijuana. And I don't do as much in it as I used to. I like your poster behind you that says Misfits, because I actually have a gummy line that's coming out called Misfits.
Oh, cool.
I'll do that here in the next few months. I've been so busy with, telehealth, but, when I met you though, I was full on artist, programmer. And then this changed my whole life because you get so involved, but your heart, you kind of like your passion follows your heart. And when you start dealing with patients and healing and becoming a solution for them, you fall in love. And that's where I am right now. I'm in love with my patients. Mm-hmm.
I just want to backtrack a little bit. You don't give yourself enough credit if you say that you and Sebastian have similar brains.
That is good. That's good. Well, I will say that we have entrepreneurial minds. Like that guy will come up with 10 businesses in one day. Like we always would sit around and brainstorm. And I really do love these guys. They were like brothers. I mean, when we hung out and matter of fact, Sebastian leased an office from me for a while. And the energy between all three of us was always just amazing. And you know what I will say about this group is that we are not talkers. We are doers. And so many people come to me with ideas and they have thoughts, but we are doers. Like when we say we're going to do it, we do things, and we just don't talk about them. So that's when I say we're similar, is that we're executors.
I was just giving them shit.
She always gives me shit. That's kind of her job, right?
It's totally like Sebastian can sit there and get a free pass for being like Mr. Awesome. No.
John, I already asked him if I could say that you were ornery online, and he said yes. You're pretty
No, your
ornery.
exact words were, "Can I call John a little shit?" And I said, "Yeah, you can." Absolutely.
Well, John's not liking that.
That's okay. Okay, he doesn't care.
I'm a little. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, you're something.
I'm a shit. I mean, yeah. It's fine.
Well, we got your
Something.
commercial. We got your commercial that we're gonna play. Hopefully it plays. We're gonna find out. As David knows, we kind of have some issues with it. So let's check it out. Did you write the commercial and film it yourself, or did you have someone else do it?
No, I did it. You know me.
Okay, I thought you probably did do it. And anyone out there that needs a good marketing team, are you still doing the marketing stuff also, or
Yeah,
are you just like focused on this?
No, my agency's busy. I'm running 5 companies right now, so I feel like I'm losing my mind some days. But I can tell you that my love is always going to be, well, again, it's a solution. So when I'm doing marketing and ads and writing scripts, I'm still loving every bit of that.
All right, well, let's play your Jiffy Doctor commercial and see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Time is everything, and convenience and quality matter the most. Now, you have an affordable, nationwide, online medical solution for over 50 services in which you can be treated by a board-certified doctor from the comfort of your home. For only $49.99, your doctor appointment is taken care of via telehealth. Quick and easy, Jiffy Doctor is here to serve you with excellence, with same-day appointments as well as discounted prescriptions. We treat services from sinus infections, common colds, anxiety, insomnia, birth control, dermatology, erectile dysfunction, STDs, and women and men's health treatments. Sign up today for $49.99 and have your prescriptions delivered to your home if you choose. Jiffy Doctor has served tens of thousands of happy patients, and we are happy to now serve you. JiffyDoctor.com, your new, convenient, and affordable medical solution. Stay home, stay safe, and avoid the wait. JiffyDoctor.com.
That makes me proud.
Cool. Yeah,
Nice.
that is an awesome. And I'm not surprised that you're the one that designed that. It actually looks a lot like some of the other stuff I've seen you do. So
and well done, because Sebastian's listeners probably have STDs.
Most likely, yes.
Oh my goodness gracious. I can tell you that some of our biggest services have been directed towards that, because believe it or not, there's a pandemic all in its own that might have to do with STDs. But anyway, our biggest deal is that we want it to be an easy experience, an affordable experience. So this was really created for people who may or may not have insurance. And I have great insurance, but I can tell you that it's cheaper than my copay after I get medication through my own company. I mean, under like $70, you've got your doctor's appointment and you've got your medicine. So we partnered up with Scriptco down in Texas, who is a wholesale pharmacy. So when these guys are coming to us saying, I've been paying $10, $15 a pill for Viagra, we're getting 20 pills for $3. And
Wow.
We've cut people's prescriptions down 99%. So we are excited. And we're all across the United States now. This is not just Oklahoma anymore. And
yeah, how many states are you in?
Well, all 50. We're all,
you said you're online, so you can prescribe in any state, right?
yes, we can do that.
Is that why you didn't focus in on like patient cards and stuff like that on that particular commercial?
Well, that particular commercial was my expansion for telehealth services.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I will tell you, though, that we've ran into a challenge because medical marijuana still has a stigma. And I know, because I was the judgiest judger of all. Remember, Sebastian?
Yeah.
Dirtbags. Only dirtbags to do this.
No, but what happened is when I got educated, I understand that there's a lot of things that should be researched for natural medicine, and marijuana is not the only one that I would like research. But that's another story. Needless to say, I did not focus on, we already do a ton of medical cards. We still are the leader, I believe, in doing medical cards online, but I really wanted to expand other services. Now, we've had some amazing influencers come to us, and we've gone to them, and some on ESPN who want to promote our company and what we're doing across the United States. But they're owned by Disney. We can't be dealing with marijuana with Disney. So anyway, I next week launch a company called InstaDoc Now, and it is pure telehealth without the marijuana card. So it's going to be kind of a interesting dynamic on how to say I own both, but which one do you use? You use whichever one you want. But regardless, my most important thing, we do labs now, like COVID test, where we actually do labs instead of false negatives, where you are doing these cheap ones that you get at Walmart and Walgreens. We actually have a self-administering test where we send off labs, and within 24 hours, you know if you have COVID. You also know if you have other infections in case it comes negative. You'll know if you have infections in your lungs. So anyway, we're going all out on this. I'm just saying it's going to be revolutionary.
Yeah. I love this whole idea because I know so many people that like will be too embarrassed to go to the doctor in person, for something. And just having the screen as a mask is like a huge thing for so many people. So it's really awesome.
Is. And not like this is a selling point, but you have to report to the health department when you go to a doctor. And so our system is completely confidential. Everything's confidential. And basically what people are signing up for is antibiotics. They want to get on there and get their antibiotics, start feeling better, get their partner treated. And it's so simple. And it's $49, like $49.99 for a doctor's appointment. So even if I have insurance, it's still cheaper than my copay most of the time. So we're excited about all that.
I think it's really cool that we get to do this on our show, which, we have listeners. It's mostly music but having something like this is relatable to everybody. And so that's why I'm happy that you're able to come on here and we get to share this on our platform for our listeners. I do want to say that you got to recently meet some celebrities, or you went to Miami, and can we talk about that a little bit? And what was that about?
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has a boxer, Gervonta Davis, and he's an up and coming. I think he's had like 28 knockouts, like never lost a fight. And I definitely am very proud to be a part of this. But we flew to Miami and we sponsored his birthday. It was a surprise birthday party, and it was interesting. I'm sure you thought it was interesting. I sent pictures of Little Kim. It's like I was just sitting there going the whole time, and this is how awful.
Was she nice? Was Little Kim a very nice, sweet, like girl next door? Like,
she was very shy and quiet, honestly.
Really?
I think I'm louder than her. But the whole dinner, I'm sitting across the table and I'm thinking, there's Little Kim, because I know nothing, right? And it wasn't. It was like I don't know, not Cruella, but like there was like some like talk, what do you call it? Housewives of Miami, or I don't know.
Well, yeah.
So one of those. Anyway, she was sitting across, and the whole time I thought it was Little Kim until it was time to take pictures in front of the, step and repeat that had her logo on it.
Yeah, I saw that. You sent me the pictures of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I'm like, oh, that lady was super tall and Little Kim is little. So like I should have known that was Little Kim, but I don't know. That's not my genre.
Why would you think a tall person was Little Kim?
Isn't Lil Kim Lil? It's Lil, right? Lil.
Whatever it is, Lil
Kim. All I can say is that since I don't know much, I think I haven't seen Little Kim since like Moulin Rouge. So I mean, I just saw a pretty beautiful woman across the way, thought it was her. The whole night it wasn't. And then when I asked the wrong one for a picture, they're like, Little Kim's over there. So I had to go over there, and she's like, girl, and I'm telling you, I didn't really completely fit in.
Well, it's probably hard to find Little Kim because she's little.
I'm 5'3", really 5'2", but I wear heels.
Oh, we're the same height.
Oh, are we? I wear stilettos almost every day to work.
Oh, I never do.
Wait, are you that short? So Amy, you're 5'2". You're also 5'2", 3".
Yes, but John, anytime I've been around y'all, I've had stilettos on, like dying, killing feet. And but I turn 50 next year, so I'm gonna have to like start thinking about maybe that's not a good plan for my feet. But anyway,
how did you go about finding? Oh, sorry, Ava, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. You talked about Viagra, but do you have like contraceptives also?
Yes, we sell birth control. I mean, honestly, we do hair loss. We do, we serve 64 services. So we do hair loss. We even actually just added psychotherapy. And I'm so excited about this. We had our first patients this last week. So a lot of people need help right now in the pandemic, where we have certified psychiatrists, and my lead medical director, if he needs to prescribe, we can do that. So basically, I will tell you, there's a lot of telehealth companies out there, but I feel like we're one of the few that are doing so much like inclusive work for healthcare. And like I said, with Jiffy, we're doing medical cards too. So like nobody's doing all that. But with InstaDoc now, which is also going to be my baby, we're going to do pure 50 states, maybe across the world. I even talked to a Mexico doctor yesterday. We're going to take care of patients all over.
How do you, without giving away too much of your secrets, because I do want to go into one other subject before we end the show, but I do want to ask you on how did you go about finding the doctors to work with you? Was it through your marketing that you're able to meet some of these people and it grew from there?
Yes. I'm connected with contacts through marketing, and I wrote a book, so how that goes. Like, if you're going to have to market yourself, you're going to have to work hard. And I started Jiffy Doctor with like no budget, like no money. It was just like almost one of my side businesses, and then turned into my life. And so it doesn't take a huge budget when you're good at marketing. And Sebastian, you and I've been down this road of your great success with what we did, and so it's strategic. And so
I will say this. I actually want to get into Rubberband Girl, the book that you wrote, but I will say this for anyone that wants to know you a little bit more on the marketing side. I did start a company in 2016 after leaving an old job, and Nichol built the website, and because the website was so fantastic, I showed it to a bunch of people, and I mean, we were able to grow the company off of literally what Nichol had made. For the company was called Mineral Swap at the time, which we changed to Fire Creek Petroleum. But that gave us the confidence to be able to grow the company. Although I did overpay for what you made. You told me later. Here I come with all these tattoos and a tank top on, cutting her checks, and she didn't think I could afford it, so she was testing me. But it worked out so freaking good for us at that time. So
well, and now look, I love you so much, and I've sold you like 7 more websites.
I
know. Sebastian was a good introduction for your the marijuana guys. They're not all bad guys. Not that Sebastian's a big marijuana, but that type, the tattooed guy, right? And you're like, oh, those guys can be cool.
Well, I will tell you, there are some great people in the industry. There's also some crap that really makes us look bad. And so that stigma is really hard to break whenever you've got a bunch of nonsense going on out there. And believe me, I've gone through all of it in this last 2 years. So Jiffy Doctor is barely 2 years old. Like this month, it'll be 2 years old. And what we've done is honestly a miracle. But back to Sebastian's story, I remember the day he walked into my office. He's got a wife beater on, like a little beanie hat. And I told my girls, I was like, this guy is probably not going to be serious about anything. So I just went and jacked up the price because I thought he's going to waste my time. I did. And I'm being honest, right, Sebastian? And
she told me the story.
Oh, you told me that. Well, you are.
Later, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I made up for it, didn't I, Sebastian? With all the other ones,
you absolutely have, yes.
But because I shouldn't have been that way. I'm so sorry. And I even told him I'm sorry because you can't help it. You're a human being, and you're like. I had like all these business people always coming in my fancy office, and sweet Sebastian comes in, and then he becomes one of my dearest friends. But I did mark up the price because I thought he might waste my time, and I wasn't going to deal with it. I was busy. And he writes me a check and he pays it, and I'm going, oh my gosh, this guy's serious. And then I felt horrible. So all the other business he started over the last 6 years, I've discounted greatly. So I made up for it. But I always tell him I'm sorry that I passed that.
That's why you're like Sebastian, because you feel guilty. It's not like it's like that original guilt. You just have to be nice to Sebastian. We get it now.
I do want to.
And then I met you, John. Then I met John, and I thought I need to mark my prices back up. I'm like, damn, I cannot keep discounting it. John is involved now. I'm
annoying. Yeah, that's true. That's what I do.
You're not annoying.
John and I became business. John and I became business partners, and it worked out great. And now I kind of have a different business partner doing the podcast with Ava, who joins us all the time, and we always have fun on the show. But I do want to talk about the book that you did write, that you got published, Rubberband Girl. I actually haven't read the book, but I know that you got some success with it. Could you let us know what that book is about and kind of go into it just a little bit? We got like 5 minutes left.
Okay, I'll hurry. So the book is just like a cliff notes of, I've always been very faithful in my faith, and again, not trying to go overboard with all that, but I have some pretty crazy stories about, I left home at 15, just run away, been through a lot of nonsense, didn't have a family most of my life, actually any part of my life, until I had my own children. And so I have some interesting miracles of like triumphant growth. And I want to say success because that's not, I don't even know how to quantify success sometimes, but what is so successful is that against all odds, I really did some amazing things in my life. I became an abstract painter, was told I could never have kids, never walk, never retain information. And here I'm a programmer. So I kind of like proving people wrong. So if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it, tenfold. So, and then Sebastian's like that too. My book is called Rubberband.
That is true. That's true.
My
don't throw them
Rubberband
a gauntlet to
Girl.
these two, Ava. Like, don't be like, don't ever do this. They'll do it, and like they'll call your bluff and do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was totally just kidding earlier. I can totally see the similarities between you two. I was just giving you shit because that's my job.
Well, we are alike in a lot of ways, especially our energy. But I will say that so I wrote that book. It got picked up by a publisher 2 years ago. It took me 8 years to write the book because it's quite transparent and vulnerable. Like you lift your skirt up to the world, and I did. And so I think it's interesting when people have been, Sebastian knew I went through a lot of crap in the cannabis industry, and I'm like, you guys can't hurt me. I already told everybody. I already talked about my story and my climb. And
you've had some crazy, and we don't have to get into it too much, but I know you had some crazy events recently that people, the medical industry, I'm sure, is people that are doing it don't want other people in it, right?
Well, I think there's a lot of jealousy out there, and I was told you don't look like us, and I don't want to look like you. I don't want to act like you either. So I had a mission, and I accomplished my mission, whether they thought I belonged there or not. They haven't done what I've done, and I've learned not to take criticism or what do you call it? I'm not going to worry about it if they've done less than me. I'm not trying to be an ass or cocky about it, but these were people that have done not much to help others. And I know for a fact that we did. So I live in great confidence and strength in that we did something that nobody else had done. And now they've all copied and started businesses. Like, I'm flattered. But good luck. You know how it is, Sebastian. We make it look easy, but it's not. And so I've sacrificed everything I've had. And I've had death threats. I've had some interesting things happen this last 2 years, and it's made me stronger. So my next book is going to be even more awesome. So
you're helping people? Go fuck yourself.
There's anybody who wants change. I mean, hell, look at Donald Trump. They went after that guy something awful. I mean, like, anybody who has these ideas and wants, like, yeah, you put yourself out there. If you're not getting death threats, you're not successful. If you're, that's the
I've really gotten to understand that. I don't care what people think. If I know my own truth, I know what I'm about. I know what I stand for. And you know what? I've made plenty of mistakes, and I'm not ashamed of them. I wrote about mine. So, and I wrote that book to help others who maybe didn't have hope in their life, didn't have a belief in themselves. And I thought, I'm just going to go out and put out all my dirty nastiness, and say, if I can do it, anybody can, so, and, my biggest thing is that I've surrounded myself with people who believe in me. Like I believed in Sebastian believed in me throughout businesses. And I have an amazing support system of friends and my children who I raised as a single mom, and they believe in me. They think I'm crazy, but they're like, what is she going to do next? What business is she going to do next? So
that is, look, we're gonna kind of wrap this up right now. Nichol, I want to thank you so much for coming on, sharing your experience with us. John, thank you for joining tonight. Also, I knew that you'd be fun to have on here. Ava joined us. Anyone that's out there that listening now or later on, go to jiffydoctor.com if you don't want to actually go into a doctor. It's telehealth. They besides medical marijuana in Oklahoma, which is how they got their start. Now they're in all 50 states and doing all kinds of different things. I encourage you to go to their website, check it out. And if someone writes Jiffy Doctor, do they get you or do they get somebody else that's on your team? if they send an email? Is it go to you, Nichol, or someone else?
Oh no, it won't go to me anymore. I mean, we couldn't do that.
No,
Yeah, I have an well, I have an amazing staff now that takes care of things. And I mean, I'm very involved, obviously, but I'm mainly involved in the growth and building.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's all we got, Nichol. Stay right there, you too, John, until after the outro song plays. That's all we got. Anyone, please check out our YouTube channel. Go to www.theloudspot.net. Our Patreon page is patreon.com/theloudspot. $3 a month helps out me, helps out Ava, our producer Sam, and Don, who's also on the show regularly. So that's all we got. Stay right there. Peace out. Rock on.
Thank you.
And much love. You're welcome.
Ava,
This is the
nice
Loud
to meet
Spot
you.
outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have its back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out. Rock on. Much love.